I remember the first time he sang that song here. You guys had just put it together. He sang it for us. Let's make it a happy new year. We've got 525,600 precious moments, minutes to awaken to who we are, right? We get to do it again and again and again. To do what? To awaken to who we truly are. We are blazing beams of radiant light, love, and glory. I am a radiant beam of light, love, and glory. Say that with me. I am a radiant beam of light, love, and glory. It is what I am. What I shine my light on becomes even more true for me. So we have an opportunity. And the universe is conspiring. It's a conspiracy to help you awaken to who you truly are. And everything that happens to you is part of that conspiracy to awaken. The things that you like and the things that you don't like. The things that go easy and the things that are difficult. When we take on the lesson plan for awakening, it leaves nothing out. Everything becomes an opportunity. Every time one of our buttons get pushed, it's an opportunity to take a look at the layers and layers of our old repetitive thought patterns that keep reoccurring over and over and over again. We get to challenge that. When we're doing this deeper work, it becomes our pleasure, our treasure to do that. And no one, please, does this perfectly all the time. We're all doing the best that we can. And it's the things that sometimes that are the most difficult for us that become our greatest teachers and our greatest lessons in remembering that we are beams of blazing light, love, and glory. That's our story. That's why we're here. And it leaves nothing out. Nothing is left out of that. Wednesday morning, I woke up with a big bug of my body, mind, heart, soul, being about the order of service for the Christmas candlelighting service. I had sent everybody the order of service for the Christmas candlelighting service, so we'd all have it. I sent it about a month ago, and then here we are about 4 hours before the service actually begins, and there seems to be confusion about what the order of service is for the Christmas candlelighting service. And I'm saying to them, us, gee, I sent it out to everyone. We've done this for 5 years in a row. This is not rocket science. Let's just do it. And the moment I said that, I felt Alvin, my father, Alvin Harrison Levy, no longer in his body. As soon as I said that, it reminded me of when he said that, it's not rocket science. Knew right away people are going to be in big trouble. I'm entered into the morphogenic field of my DNA from my childhood past. It's not rocket science. And as soon as I said that, I knew I was taken off into the world of forgetfulness. No longer a powerful moment of remembering, but a powerful moment of forgetting. So it's like, well, I think I'm just going to get in the car with Maureen and we're going to fix this situation, okay? So we're backing up, and now remember now we said everything is part of the conspiracy theory to awaken you to who you are when you do this deeper work, right? So we're backing out, and I'm backing out, and the car goes forward, Maureen's driving, and there are two of our neighbors with their dog walking down our road. They're two dogs. And a part of me just, you know, when you get like that, you don't want to see people. I said, Maureen, let's just go by, wave quickly, go a little faster. I don't want to stop right now. I'm on a roll to keep this separation alive in me. I don't want anything to stop me. And the two neighbors literally jump in front of our car and start waving like this for us to stop. You know your life doing this to you? They've got cookies for us. Christmas cookies. It's like, I don't want Christmas cookies. I just want to be left alone to be miserable. They put the windows down, and we're talking about, oh yes, Christmas, and thanks for the cookies, and we're real busy, busy. And we're on our way to do this particular thing we've got to do at the church. And the woman named Polly, who knows who I am and knows what we stand for and what we're all about, she leans across Maureen and touches my shoulder, and she goes, now, Richard, you know it's all going to be all right. And I look at her like, only one shoulder dropped. I got that she was right about it just that much, because my shoulders were like this. It's like, yeah, I get it, you're right. I don't really want to get it fully yet, but thanks for sharing, and off we go. But one shoulder's now dropped. So I come into the church, and slowly, as I realized that what had really happened was I had put something else different in the order of service than last year. That in essence, it really was going to be all right, and I just dropped my shoulder and took a deep breath. It had collapsed. The mind-made self that likes to take over and make a moment of remembering, a powerful moment of awakening into a powerful moment of forgetting, it sort of released itself and it just sort of collapsed, and my shoulders dropped, and I remember. And then I thought about this time of the year. I know you've all felt this. We talked about it last week, where there's so much going on with family and friends and extra people that you have to deal with emotionally. And I've got this stuff going on with my own family, and there's 2 Christmases that are apart from each other, and all the stuff that goes on with all the personalities and situations going on in people's lives at the church. And then I also realized something else really big had happened last week. It was huge. It was so huge I couldn't even share it with you this week, but I can now. And it came to me last Thursday. Was it Thursday? I looked at my phone, and there was a text message from someone. And it said, "Did you hear that Sky St. John had died? My good buddy, our dear friend from Unity of Hawaii, had died." And I looked at the phone, and I went, a powerful moment. It was a huge moment. And I went, this has got to be a joke. This can't be right. And I went and sat down next to Maureen, and I called the person on the phone, Tammy, and she said, yes, and what I'm going to share with you now is all public knowledge. Sky, as you know, was gone for a 3-month sabbatical during the summer. I was a teacher for the group for all of July, and he came back home and got back to work again, and then he had a slippage. He knows he's an alcoholic, and he has not had a drink in so many years, and he fell. He stumbled, he fell, and he put himself into a treatment program for a month on the Big Island after he got back, and he was back. He got into the treatment program, and he was literally on his way to the church, and the talk he was going to give, he was going to integrate the story of him getting back on course again with the awakening of the Christ consciousness. He'd already started his lesson summation of what it would be like, and he went to go for a swim at Kapiolani Park, if you know Honolulu, and he drowned in the water. Powerful, powerful moment of what? Of the teaching of impermanence. It's everywhere. You never know how quickly something that seems so solid can literally fall apart. Right in the middle of you thinking this was going to be it, something else is thrown at you. And what I realized is that I didn't even have time, we didn't have time to even really mourn that situation, because there was so much other stuff going on. You know how that is sometimes? You just really can't absorb the emotional shock of what happened. Didn't have a chance to. And that was part of that sort of irritation about something as silly as an order of service. I was sitting with Rose, Grandma Rose. She's almost 90 years old. And Grandma Rose was telling me her if only story. You know, we all have an if only this had happened. She said, if only I had not moved from Florida, where Bill was her husband of so many years, 50 years, if only we had not moved to Wilson 4.5 years ago. Bill wouldn't have been at that intersection in the car, and the car wouldn't have hit him and killed him. If only that hadn't happened. And it's my fault, she said. I did that. It was my fault. He didn't want to come here. He wanted to stay in Florida, and it's because of me that he's not with me now. And I stood up in front of her car, and I waved my arms, and I said, Rose, stop. No, that is not true. That is not true. That is not true. Nobody here knows when their Earth visa is going to be pulled. None of us do in this room. We don't know how much more time we get. You have what you have when? Now. That's what you get. I said, everybody in this room is going to leave their body in no particular order that's going to make any sense to the world. I said, it's called impermanence in the Buddhist teaching. And Jesus, she's a very devout Catholic, he said, lay not up your treasures where moth and rust doth decay, and thieves come in and steal your stuff in the middle of the night. It's all impermanent here. And what was beautiful about that moment was she got it just for a few minutes. She got it. She was there with me. She went, of course, you're right, I'm not in control of the universe. God is. We just both breathed, and she felt open and spacious. And then it happened. She collapsed right back into the repetitive thought pattern, the old cycle. It came right back, and she started to tell me the same story all over again that she just told me. And Jim, my son-in-law, stuck his head in the door and said, she just can't let it go. She tells that story 10 times a day. And I said, I am so grateful that we have practices and teachings to allow us to let go. Yes? That we have an opportunity to be present enough to look at those things that we have no control over and let them go. And even if they did happen, they're gone now. They're not here now. The past is not here. The past is only in your mind. The if only has no answer. You can't answer that. All you can do is drive yourself completely insane. I told you a couple of months ago, or a month ago, I was reading the book by a man named Clint Hill, who was the CIA agent assigned to Jacqueline Kennedy. And he said at the end of his time, when the terrible assassination came, he was behind the car, and he heard that first shot, and he started to run as fast as he could to make it there, to jump on top of the Kennedys, to be the one to take that bullet, the second and third shot, and he didn't make it. And he could never let it go. He got the Congressional Medal of Honor for bravery. He accepted it outwardly. He could never own it inwardly. He never forgave himself. Can you imagine the burden of the next 50 years of his life? If I'd only gone faster, if I'd only not taken that swim, if I only didn't force him to come live here, if I only had went there, and if I only had said this, if I'd only said that, it's over. You can't do anything about those things. They're gone. The past is gone. There's nothing you can do about it except let it go. Except let it go. Let it go. The awareness that comes to us comes from the Buddhists, and the word term is anapana. It comes from the Pali, Sanskrit, Buddhist text. It means being very present with what's true in the moment. When you can be very present with whatever is, then what is also present as the present shows up for you. Because we're much bigger than our current situations and challenges. The few moments where Rose got it, she opened up, and I could feel her getting it. This has nothing to do with anything that I can control. I need to let this go. I've been doing this for 4.5 years. I've said this 10 times a day, and so many people who don't have practices don't know that they can do that. That you keep coming back to the moment, and you take a look at those things over and over and over again, and you say to yourself, something within me greater than any appearance can let this go. I know that I can. And everything will conspire, be a conspiracy to help you do that. The morning of my craziness about the Christmas Eve service, I was sitting on my favorite place, the bathroom throne, and I've got these cards there, so the audience can see this. What does it say? It says, they're the Power of Now Eckhart Tolle cards. You know, those little reminders that God gives you every day of the possibility that this might just be your lesson that's showing up in a form you can deal and work with in the world. And so I pulled my card that morning before I got lost in my repetitive cycles. And it was giving me a lesson summation of probably my whole holiday season. Whenever you feel negativity arising within you, whenever you feel negativity arising within you, whether caused by an external factor, a thought, or even nothing in particular that you are aware of, look at it as a voice saying, attention, here and now, wake up. Attention, here and now, wake up. Even the slightest irritation is significant and needs to be acknowledged and looked at. Otherwise, there will be a cumulative buildup of unobserved reactions, and if you don't deal with them in you, you will project them onto somebody else to make them wrong so you can feel better about yourself. But unfortunately, everything you give is first perceived by you, and it never works. The plan is specifically set up just like that for you and I who are in this room, to bring everything to the table so we can have 525,600 minutes of remembering back to Anapana, to the awareness of what is true right here and now. Well, breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I'm aware I'm breathing out. Oh, how simple. I breathe out all day, how boring, but do you really bring awareness to it? You can stop right here, right now, and breathe in, and breathe out. And bring awareness to this moment. In this moment, you're much greater than what you appear to be. And then you begin again. With every breath, you begin again, and again, and again. We all have specific things that are part of our individual lesson plan. People that we'll meet, things that we'll do, stuff that will irritate us, things that will either take on this lifetime or let go and meet it the next lifetime. We all have a specific plan set up for us. That's not set in stone. It's opened up and very flexible. That's our individual lesson plan. And all the people in your life are part of that. We also have the universal big lesson plan, which I come back to every year at this time. The lesson plan set up for all of us just asks 3 simple questions of us. Did I love well? Did I live fully? Did I learn to let go? That's the big one. Am I loving well, living fully, and letting go? That's what it is about. Whether you call yourself Christian, Hindu, Muslim, Jew, or atheist, it's about loving well, living fully, and letting go. Over and over and over again. Letting go in the small things, so when the big stuff comes up, you can deal with it. When you breathe that in and breathe that out, loving well, living fully, letting go, well, then I understand. Sky St. John's body is no longer the body of Sky St. John. However, his essence, what he taught, what he left behind, the love he shared, is forever. Bill Rose is not here anymore. He's not in his body right now. However, the love and the essence that he shared is forever. That's what we are. The Christmas Eve service that I made a big deal about, it went great. She was right. Everything is going to turn out all right. That's what the beloved's going to say to you. It's going to touch you on the shoulder and goes, you know, everything really did turn out all right. You know, you did the best you could. There was no one ever judging you but you. God didn't need to forgive you because God never condemned you. The blameless cannot blame, my friends. He doesn't blame. You blame yourself. So the work that we do for this simple ceremony is just dealing with our if-only list of grievances, of things that we're still holding on to, of things that went not so well for us, and things that maybe did go well for us. They're gone too, by the way. Unfortunately, it all goes. The great moments, the small moments, the happy moments, they go. They all leave, and you're in the present moment. You're always back in the present moment. So we're going to invite you in a few moments to bring your awareness to this holy instant, to this present moment. I saw some of you coming in. Some of you were writing on your slip of paper before you sat down. I mean, because some of you know this ceremony. So what we're going to do in a few moments is bring conscious awareness to some things we'd like to let go of, to allow those things to no longer be a burden to us. They're part of the past. And the truth is, if we're creating our future by what we're thinking and feeling now, maybe it would be important to be present for what we are thinking and feeling right now, because they become the seeds planted in the soil of conscious mind, subconscious mind, that produce the result we see after its kind. Powerful moments. Every moment is powerful. This is the most powerful moment of your life. It is, right here, right now. This is the precious, most powerful moment of your life. So as these 525,600 minutes and moments come to a close, we're going to gently look back on what has been. We're going to treat both our successes and failures with a huge dose of loving kindness and compassion. We remember that sometimes the very worst things that happen often bring on the greatest blessings. We're going to look at those things now. We're going to enter into the conscious awareness of our breath, breathing in and breathing out. And after we have our song, a guided meditation that will allow us to be part of this great releasing process. This is the most powerful moment of my life, and I'm willing to meet it and greet it with absolute confidence that I am a radiant being of blazing light, love, and glory. And when I shine my light on, it becomes the very thing I will experience in what's called the next 525,600 minutes. We're going to have a song that leads us into our meditation.
asking me, remembering the lessons almost learned. The past can be a lonely flame, just please do not get burned.
I am divine love. Love which created me is what I am. These are powerful moments of remembering love's presence right here and right now. I draw to me this day the full measure of love, knowing as I prepare for this new year, I release and let go of that which no longer serves my highest good. I release and let go of that which no longer serves my highest good. And when something comes to mind that's part of your list, gently write down a few words of that which you'd like to release and let go into the purifying fires of the incredible flame that is the presence of God within you. It doesn't need to be a long book, just a couple of words. And in a few moments, we'll invite you to come forward and be part of releasing and letting go all that no longer serves you as you move into this new year. side, I will be on that side. I invite you to come forward and move up and allow yourself again to take your piece of paper. You don't need to wait for the whole thing to burn in your hand. You could just light it, place it in the bowl. I release, I let go. I release, and I let go. I release, and I let go. And we'll have you come up in an orderly fashion to this side, and go back around again and come back to your seat. I draw to me this day the full measure of love, knowing that as I prepare for this new year, I have chosen to release and let go of that which no longer serves my highest good. I will be gentle and kind with myself when I forget. It doesn't matter how often we forget. As the song says, as the Buddha taught, only how soon we remember again. 525,600 moments and minutes to do just that. And for having this incredible spiritual community called Unity of Wilmington to practice, 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 not missing many of those moments. We are grateful. Namaste.